David, and it's Phil,
Yo.
and tonight we've got beer.
Just a couple. Driving.
Just a couple. We're both driving tonight, so we've got to be on our best
Yeah,
behaviour.
in fact, that could potentially put you over. Oh, goodness. Like I say, nobody's drinking here, nobody's driving.
We've just got plenty of water, and we're good. We'll be honest with you guys, right? What am I, American or something? We'll be honest with you guys. We'll be honest with you listeners, you folks. We did just try and record an Illuminati special, and it turned out to be the biggest pile of...
Yeah,
no, it wasn't the biggest pile of shit, but it was like...
No, it wasn't. It was just a case of, if you weren't like into it, it would be like, what the fuck have they just talked about for 40 minutes?
We didn't make
just jump from one thing to the next, like in a matter of seconds, like
from the Council of 13 to the religious connections that they have to the Freemasons and things like that, and jumping all over the place. We need to learn how to structure better, I think. Yeah,
structure and possibly a little bit more education on the topic.
That might help.
It would probably help a little bit.
That might help.
It was pretty funny though, because David, after 40 minutes, was just like, right, we want to take a break? Yeah, let's take a break. And I was like, oh, so how long has that been? I was like, oh, 39 minutes. I was like, so he blatantly fucking sees that as a failure there. It was just like, yeah, he's bailed.
I totally bailed. I was getting a feeling, just like 3/4 in, I just thought, right at the beginning I thought, do I stop this and start again?
Yeah.
Because it was really jumpy, and then 3/4 of the way through I thought, it's game over here, like.
Yeah, it died. Well,
I thought I knew more than I actually do.
Yes, I'm guilty of that as well.
I thought I knew loads about the Illuminati. Turns out I was just full of bullshit.
Yeah, we're totally just relying on a couple of Google images like, to really help out.
I think if it wasn't for the Google images, we would have kind of been stuck there. The Illuminati.
Yeah. If we didn't have the internet, we'd be absolutely fucked.
Well and truly screwed over. So I think this is a lesson that we need to do more research.
Definitely. As opposed to my fucking personal attempt at researching last night, which was just me sitting at the back door, pissed, listening to some random David Icke videos, taking the shittest notes ever. It's probably why I didn't end up getting my degree, because I'm so shit at learning.
What degree?
What did I study?
Yeah.
For literally a year and a half, business.
Did you?
Your standard pointless degree. Yeah.
That I did not know.
Well, there's a little bit of background. I'm in the same boat as what I was then. Don't know what the fuck I want to do with my life at all. And I was just like, oh, right, well, got an A in business, A level, so I was like, might as well fucking study that then. No, that A, that's bullshit. I didn't fucking try that hard. I got a B. And
B's not bad.
And so I went there, went to Manchester for uni, the shit one as well, not the fucking real University of Manchester, and proceeded to just spend all my student loan on drink, takeaway food, and cannabis.
Nice.
And had to drop out and move back home because I ran out of money.
Wow.
And I've been living the high life ever since. Yeah, so that's my uni experience.
I'm considering going to uni, and I'm 26.
Right. How do you do that? Like as a fully grown man now?
Well, for me, I would have to do a course. One of the courses where it kind of
like a foundation type thing.
Yeah. No, it's like it's like your A levels. It's like basically doing that again. I forgot what to call them. Oh, I can't remember. I was just talking about it the other day as well. But I'd probably have to do that, and then it's probably study for another 3 or 4 years. And I mean, that's taking us to 30 plus. I'm 26 now. And
how do you work around that then, work wise?
That's the thing. I mean,
so it'd
probably be a case of part-time job, full-time education.
Fuck, that's a massive responsibility, isn't it?
I might have to do that. I might not, because a lot of jobs that I want, they like you to have a.
So what kind of stuff are you looking to
get into? Conservation work and environmental projects, that kind of thing.
So
a lot of them like you to have a degree in like ecology or conservation sciences.
But this course you're doing now,
it's
like apprenticeship. Is that?
It's not a guaranteed job at the end of it.
Huh. So is that like technically better since it's fucking hands-on? Should be in reality, because you're in the field literally.
On paper, they probably like you to have a a degree, but in reality, it's about the experience, I think. Because the degree is fine, but if you haven't got the experience, and I'm hoping that this traineeship will give us the experience to be able to go ahead. I mean, if I applied for a job yesterday, which one of the criteria was that you kind of need a degree, but I just thought, what's the harm in trying to apply for it?
So you're applying for jobs?
Well, I've applied for one.
And what would happen if you got it? Would you have to quit this traineeship?
Yeah.
Ah.
But I would get units. The units I've completed so far, I'll be marked down for, and then if I get a chance to finish the course at any time, I can come back and pick up from where I left off.
Oh, right.
So.
How long is the thing you're on at the minute? How long is that going to last?
It's 10 months. It finishes on 30th of January next year.
Oh, right. I didn't know if it was like a 2-year thing or something.
No, it's just 10 months.
Oh, that's not bad then. That's pretty sweet.
10 months and it's paid.
Yeah. Nice.
Which is really damn good. It's just really nice, but it's just so unpredictable. I mean, it's so hard to get a job now, and to get a job you really want, it's even harder.
So what would you be doing as a conservationist? Is that even a fucking job title? A conservationist?
Probably conservation ranger or something like that.
And what do they do exactly? What?
General conservation in terms of species and habitat management.
So you have to really have a in-depth knowledge of wildlife. This shit's endangered. This shit could probably do with breeding a little more often. So
it's probably not essential, but yeah, to a degree you do need knowledge. Yeah, which I think I've got. I mean, I've always been interested in wildlife.
So who's that through?
It depends. It
council or something.
No, well, it could be. It can be. Some councils have countryside teams that do the nature reserves. We've got the Wildlife Trust. There's the National Trust. There's the Forestry Commission, Woodlands Agency, RSPB. All of them do the sorts of jobs I'm looking for. It's just hard to get in. Really hard to get in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially RSPB. Yeah, it's a hard one to get in. Yeah.
What's that? Royal Society for Protection of Birds.
That's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, it's dead competitive. Loads of people are into that.
Dead competitive. Really competitive to get into, and I think they make you do. I was talking to a girl yesterday, and they make you do a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, and things as part of your interview, and I probably quite enjoy that actually.
Yeah, I meant that.
But I mean, it depends if it's something you get to choose or if it's a subject they give you. So.
Right, I want you to do this presentation on grass.
I don't know anything about grasses. I know a bit.
I
do. We were learning the other week about grasses and wildflowers.
Is there any psychedelic psychedelic plants or fungi that grows? I know that's in the UK. I'm on about. I know that you've got psilocybe. I'm not sure exactly what it is. The Liberty caps, basically. That is magic mushrooms that grow in Britain. I forget which type it is exactly.
I haven't studied fungi yet.
But is there any other?
I know a few types. The fly agaric one.
So that actually grows in Britain. Then?
Oh, fly agaric, yeah. That grows in Durham. There's places in Durham you can get that.
Fuck.
Bound to people that get it in Northumberland as well, yeah.
Fuck.
You're gonna go foraging, sir?
With you. You're becoming really fucking handy. We can make some more fucking money here, mate. I don't know if there's a massive market for amanitas, but the market of at least one.
It's really interesting though. Learn about mushrooms and things. I mean, we haven't really covered them yet, but
do you know that mushroom spores can travel in a vacuum, through space? No, that's not what I mean. Can survive in a vacuum.
I'd heard about that, or something like that.
Supposedly, anyway.
Because apparently they're more alien than sort of anything else on the planet. That they could have came here from another planet on a meteorite or something like that.
Another fucking weird thing about them is they're actually. I think the correct term would be genetically. I think they're genetically closer to humans than they actually are to plants.
How strange is that?
That's fucking weird.
Really weird. Yeah.
Really interesting, but yeah, that's an idea that they could potentially come from outer space.
Imagine if they did.
Right, and then you think about the kind of experience that you get when you drop some mushrooms, right? And you feel it's just connectedness with the universe, all as one type thing.
Yeah.
then that would be interesting if the aliens did like send that shit, like just like right here, just fucking catapult some spores into space, yeah, and see where it fucking lands, and it lands on our dumb fucking planet, and the apes that we are like well, what's that? Munch all that, and like, whoa,
take it in whoa, yeah,
whoa.
It's like the stoned ape theory, isn't it?
Yeah,
McKenna.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
You obviously know more about McKenna than me, but
yeah, probably forgot all because I keep smoking dope every time I listen to him and every time I read his books. Not good for your short-term memory. But yeah, that well, as I understand it, the stoned ape theory is pretty much all about apes experimenting with like new food sources, stumbling across some
mighty
psychedelic mushrooms.
Yeah.
Realizing that of the many effects, one of the effects is that it can help with like low doses can help with I think hand-eye coordination.
Right.
So that'd be alright, like hunting wise, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Be
you know, makes people pretty horny.
Yeah.
As well. It can make it's good for fucking.
It's good for fucking.
Yeah, real
guy's
real
good for fucking.
Aye, isn't that weird? Because if someone had the fungus, you wouldn't want to fuck them. It's a bit ironic there. But yeah, so basically, McKenna thinks that when apes experimented with the mushrooms, this is what he attributes, like the human brain size like doubled in a period of like 100,000 years supposedly. He puts it down to that, which would be pretty fascinating if that was the case, and he suggests that that's where we got like language from, like human language. It's from experiment with mushrooms, like over
I wonder how long that would take, going from being, if that's true, going from being a wild ape, starting to experiment with mushrooms, and then how many generations it would take before that real change was like evident.
Yeah. Well, it must have taken like quite a few
thousand
years,
because
like
a couple of trips isn't going to do anything, but
yeah.
if it becomes like a ritual or just becomes part of the feeding habits where they just keep taking it, then and it spreads, then I mean it's just going to totally impact upon their minds. But I wondered how long that would take to take effect and become like a natural instinct for them and to change their perceptions. And
I don't think anybody can like answer that at the minute. I don't think there's enough.
I suppose because nobody really knows if it's true or not.
There's just no one. Yeah,
there's no way of
evidence
testing
to tell you one way or the other. I don't think, but it's an interesting theory. Like the idea that, because if you look at the brain, which I've never done because I'm not a fucking neuroscientist or anything, but like we have these receptor sites in my brain, which like allow these chemicals like dimethyltryptamine, DMT, like psychedelic compounds to like fit nice and neatly in our brains. It's almost as if we're like like, oh yeah, that's what we're meant to have.
It's a store for them.
Yeah. And how what bodies actually get like a trip out of them. You don't with DMT. Like certain stuff you actually have to have someone else, what they call an MEO inhibitor. Bit of a tangent, yeah. But if you just take DMT, it's not actually orally active. So you would have to have this other plant like compound to like. So
you've got to mix the two together.
Yeah, to allow it to actually become like allow it to like activate in your brain. Otherwise, I think your body would just like be like, yeah, fuck this.
Yeah.
It would just like shut it down. But you can take something alongside it and you get the craziest trip ever. This is what ayahuasca is what I'm talking about. This is like
that's the ayahuasca experience.
Yeah, because ayahuasca is basically a brew which contains a leaf which will have like DMT in it, and then this vine that contains the MEO inhibitor, and the two together, you put them both together, and that it'll activate the DMT and allow you to trip out like crazy and see fucking your ancestors and fucking the goddesses of the freaking jungle and fuck knows what else. But it's crazy how humans figured that out tens of thousands of years ago. Like of all the different plants in the jungle, because it's like the Amazon essentially, where you get this brew and the tribes like experiment with it. But for all the different like combinations of plants, how the fucking hell did they figure out? Oh yeah, that leaf with that vine, brew it for fucking hours, equals an amazing trip. Isn't that weird?
It's pretty amazing, really.
Yeah, I find that pretty fascinating how they're like, did they just sit there constantly going, right, just take that leaf now, that vein, that leaf with that leaf. They claim that it was the goddesses, the goddess that actually told them to mix that with that, which is interesting.
Which makes you think, who's the goddesses?
Yeah, Mother Gaia.
Mother Gaia, people from space, or...
yeah.
What do you think about the human race, and do you think we were sort of planted here, or do you think that something came down and interacted with when disappeared? Do you think it's all a load of shit, or do you think that we just evolved from apes and that's kind of it?
I think the whole thing is just like the whole like evolution of life on this planet is just so fucking crazy that there's nothing that sounds crazier. So all the different scenarios that you've described there, none of them sound particularly crazy, because the idea of life just spontaneously occurring on a cooling planet is fucking absolutely mental in itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I don't really have an opinion.
I'd love to
of like where we came from, you know. Like I just fucking don't know, man.
I'd love to be 100% that aliens that came down and interacted with one.
See, just using the very limited form of human logic, I always think, if they did that, then why did they fuck off? If they were clever enough to get here,
yeah,
they're not clever enough to see that we're going to eventually figure out how to make nuclear weapons, and they're not clever enough to figure out that we'd definitely end up using them. Unlucky Nagasaki.
Phil, you're spoiling my theory.
I'm so sorry.
It's just it amazes me. There's so many things I can point towards that being the case, and there's things that kind of go against that evidence. And it's just amazing. It's just the idea of space and where we are and what we're on, this planet. That just, it blows my mind, man. I can't deal with it.
It's fucking unbelievable. Isn't it?
And what if we're like we're at the prime time for life on a planet right now? Maybe not right now, but I mean like a few million years this planet's been habitable, sort of thing.
Well, like in terms of
it's just
like
in terms
the planet flourishing with vegetation and resources.
Just in terms of life.
Yeah.
What if all the other planets in the galaxy, eventually, if they do form the same way as ours, what if all the life grows the same?
Yes, I've thought that.
In the same structure.
That's exactly that's precisely what I've thought about loads. And that there's no such thing as like these, like 10-foot like skinny limbed aliens. It's just it's just after so many millions of years, if it still exists, they haven't been hit by an asteroid. It's just humans. Yeah, that's just what you get. Humans.
What if it's just us in the galaxy?
Yeah.
The same sort of evolutionary path. Yeah. Every time. Until that planet dies, or until humans evolve into something slightly more advanced.
Wouldn't it be fucking horrible if it was just a case of life can only ever advance to nukes, like death by nukes, because culture can never actually advance far enough to cope with having the nukes.
Yeah.
But brain size wise, we could advance much further, but just culture always holds humans back. That'd be fucking horrible. Like
it would be.
If that was like a truth to find out, I'd be like, oh, that is disgusting. That life always ends up nuking itself.
It's a really depressing thought, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like believe that that's the case. Like, but it's an interesting thing to think about. Like, fuck.
The idea of all life being kind of uniform.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, I love that idea of that. Like that's just. And not even like parallel universe wise, where there's like versions of us, in infinity, just making slightly different choices, but like just the idea of, like humans but in the Andromeda galaxy, people that look exactly the same, or apes that are just starting to like experiment with mushrooms now, because that's how like if things just generally develop the same way. But then it would be like, would it only be planets in this like Goldilocks range, like i.e. so far from the sun? Is it only planets that like exist within that like orbit that would be able to facilitate and like allow for life?
Yeah.
Or could you get life on
further out planets, or closer in planets to the suns? And
because then if you could, then I would imagine life would look totally different.
I suppose it would have to adapt.
Yeah, and even like say larger planets. Like what about like a version of Earth? Like say a planet that was the same distance away from the sun as what we are.
Yeah.
But it was like the size of Jupiter. Well, not as big as that, but like but you know, a few times bigger than Earth, and its gravity's gonna be like much stronger. So what would life look like then? But would people be much smaller? Would things be much smaller? You know?
I don't know. And there's always the case that what if that planet doesn't have a moon, and how that will affect the planet.
That's I heard ages ago that the moon's like so unbelievably important to life actually existing in the first place because it keeps us stable.
Yeah.
It keeps us like spinning on what axis type thing, as opposed to just like you get in a place where the temperature goes from like Saharan desert to Arctic within like a space of a couple of days. Because supposedly I think Mars spins a bit erratically like that, where you can get like these massive extremes. And they said that if you had these extremes, then it would be too much for like life to emerge and cope with.
Is it not day and night on Mars? Like during the day it's really, really hot, and during night it's ridiculously cold.
Potentially, aye.
I'm sure, because there was programs on all last weekend about space, and I'm sure that was one of the points they said. They also said that the moon, they think, was a smaller object that smashed into Earth and then bounced off and just basically hung around.
Yeah, and that's where like I don't like understand. Well, obviously I know fuck all about like physics to begin with, but like I just don't understand how the moon doesn't just like after it like smashed into the Earth. Why didn't it just fuck off?
I think it was Earth's gravity.
But then, if gravity's so fucking special, why doesn't the sun suck us in? Because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand that at all. Like, mind is being blown right now.
We really don't know much about space.
But do you know what I mean? Like, if you can keep thinking, the moon, as it turns out, is supposedly getting like further away from the Earth by like 1 inch a year. That's just something I heard from Neil deGrasse Tyson about 10 years ago in one of the space documentaries. And that one day it will eventually just fling off into space.
Just like away from the gravity and just...
Yeah, eventually it'll just get like catapulted out of its orbit.
In that case, the worry is that it's going to come back.
Fuck.
And hit her.
But it'll only travel in like a... well, that would only happen if it like encountered the gravity of something else, and then that flung
it out.
Yeah, imagine getting twatted by the moon again.
The moon disappears. Mars gets it, flings it out the other side. And then
for fuck's sake!
Oh, come on,
fucking moon!
Could you blow it up? Do you think with nukes the moon?
Well, wouldn't we just be fucked anyway if
if we lost the moon? Didn't think about that.
Yeah.
What would happen if we lost the moon? The tides would go.
Well, I think the Earth would just. It would go from being absolutely boiling during the day potentially to it's absolutely freezing. We can't like cope with this at all. Our bodies just can't cope. You know,
that's a scary thought.
Yeah, but then is there a point where all of a sudden it just disappears? You know what I mean? Like, does it gradually do it where it's like, all right, it's not got as much of an effect on the Earth now? And just like over tens of thousands of years, it's like, yeah, we're slowly dying out. Let's just fucking, let's wrap this shit up. or does it just happen in an instant where it's like an elastic band snapping type of thing? Is it just like, right now it's just got enough energy to fuck off?
And then
people are like, imagine if you saw it as well, and the lights go, whoa, what the fuck? The moon just like disappearing. Whoa.
Planet starts rocking.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
How scary is that?
Oh, it'd be absolutely terrifying. I had a dream about that the other day. Not about the moon, but I had a dream that the Earth stopped spinning. And that, like, buildings and cars and everything just started, like, going, like, woof, like, past us. Now, in reality, that would be me as well. Like, I'm not fucking special. Like, I would have went flying as well in reality, because of the fucking speed of it and all that. But it was a crazy, crazy Armageddon dream. I get loads of Armageddon dreams.
Do you?
Yeah.
Like what? Just end of the world type scenarios.
I like just space related fuck ups. Like the other day, it was me and my dad just like walking outside, and all of a sudden this meteor just goes right in front. I was like, "Fucking hell, that was so close!" And then it just starts raining down these meteors, and we're trying to like dodge them and stuff. It was absolutely amazing. It was terrifying, but it was amazing. And then I get these other weird like space like shooting down fucking weird like. I don't even know how to describe it.
Like space debris or
like a wave, like horrible energy that's just slowly creeping up on you, and I'm like, yeah, that's destroying that part of the Earth, and if it touches you, you're fucked. Like, that's what it is in my head. Like, oh fuck, if I don't keep like running here. That's obviously like total psychological.
That sounds like a solar flare or something like that. Or is it just?
It's if you imagine like
wave energy.
If you imagine like a constant beam of something that's like
uh-huh.
thousands of miles wide and it's just slowly like moving forward. Oh, it's horrible, man.
Freak you out.
Freaks us out.
Did you look up like the meanings though?
Yeah, it's. I think it's because I get the same kind of thing where it's like a black cloud, like just total pitch black cloud just slowly like engulfing everything, and it's like terrifying. So it's in the same kind of vein as that, and I think it's just a general. Oh, you're totally skitsed about being overcome by shit in your life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not particularly interesting, but
dreams are amazing. We'll have to do a podcast purely on dreams, cause
definitely, because I've ever told you a lucid dream, which I'll save for that podcast. Have I ever mentioned that to you?
I'm sure you told us a while back that you did lucid dreaming.
Fucking amazing.
It's amazing when you can control your dreams. It's amazing when you
totally spiritual.
You just feel free, man. You just do what you want.
Yeah,
it's amazing. But we'll keep that for a special about dreams.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell dirty dreams as well.
If you had dirty dreams. Naughty dreams. I must have done. Everybody has naughty dreams.
Just tons of guys just whacking off. In fact, that wasn't a dream. That was
that happened here last week.
That's actually on. You point that cam. It was recorded. In fact, it was just down the road there. Well, the doggers meets.
How do you know about that?
No comment. That makes it sound a lot cooler than what I am. Yeah, I'm botting on that. I've just looked it up online.
Those goddamn doggers.
I would be one of those losers that can't get a boner when it comes to your turn. Right, Phil, you're up.
So what's
good.
What's the concept of, like, behind dogging then? I mean, is it just
sex for the pure fun and sake of sex?
Is it just a case of people meeting up and fucking? That's it.
Like, yeah, like anonymous, essentially. I mean, you probably get to know people. It's probably like a little fucking community, isn't it? But yeah, like essentially, it's just like, all right, we don't know each other. We just want to fuck. Oh, great. My jigsaw piece fits your jigsaw piece, i.e., my cock in your vagina. So let's complete the jigsaw.
Wow.
And then get back in the car and
go home to your wife and kids.
And shag them. Sorry.
That's Phil, he's a dirty motherfucker. Just ignore him.
He's a freak.
So.
Yeah. we're at that stage again. Fuck. All podcasts doing it just end up here. Let's do a time check. Oh, this is fucking 10 minutes. Is that right?
What's that?
This is actually 10 minutes less. Oh, fuck. We're going to end up doing this again and just after 9 minutes going. Yep. We're at the same stage again.
We're just we're just mucking about on this one, aren't we?
Yeah, it's just a fuck on. It was getting pretty deep at one point, like with the idea of like other humans and that. Space. There's gotta be someone that's just talk about fucking space. Black holes.
Black holes. My ass is a black hole.
Once you delve in, you never come out.
What? Should we wrap this one up?
Yeah, just a cheeky one. Just a cheeky little podcast.
How many subscribers do you think we'll get from this?
I think we'll probably. I think we'll probably lose the
two that we're already off. One of which is me. I'm so unsubscribing from this.
That was a disgraceful podcast. How dare I? How dare I waste my time listening to it?
Okay, folks. Take care of yourselves.
And each other. The famous words of Jerry Springer. Oh, is that gone?
No, it's
not. Oh, thank fuck for that. I was like, no, they're not going to hear Jerry Springer, no. Should do a Jerry Springer episode next time. We'll just play an episode of Jerry Springer audio clip and then...
Should we put one on now?
Yes! Great idea.
Jerry Springer.
Fucking
we are just loading a Jerry Springer clip. Bear with it.
This is going to be guaranteed.
Jerry Springer, along with Cheetahs, is going to be some of the best, most shitty TV you can watch. I mean, look at him, man. Come on.
Oh, he's fantastic, man. Great guy who really understands the world and people.
He's a nice guy.
To meet the woman of my dreams. I've been talking to this girl on the internet for a while. I've actually been trying to save some money to go see this woman. Talk to her online. I go to the library, believe it or not, to talk to this woman. I met her on MySpace, and she's a very beautiful woman. She's tall, skinny, she's redhead, very beautiful woman.
Why don't we do it this way? Because you've never met her before.
Met her.
Well, then I'm going to ask you to leave for a few.
Look at this guy with his ponytail and his flowers.
The audience meet her, and then
His complexion's like the colour of the moon, isn't it? It's white.
okay. So if you would just
Alright, thanks, Lou.
And his pants are the colour of shame.
her name is Joby. Let's bring out.
Blatantly a dude, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a dude, isn't it?
That's not bad looking for a dude.
Oh god.
Hello, Jerry.
Hello, Jerry.
You met here, Brad, here on the internet.
Yes, we met on MySpace.
Yes, we're in MySpace. What the hell are you looking at?
He was cute. He seemed very nice in the message he sent me.
Yeah. And you think this could be the one?
Yes.
And
I have a secret to tell him.
you have a secret to tell.
I've got a dick.
And your secret is?
I'm a man, Jerry.
No!
Oh shit, you're 6'4" and fucking hands the size of shovels and you're a man?
Are you kidding me?
So I just called it Jerry Spring to show you now. And it'll give it one.
He blatantly would have absolutely just righted our fucking senses backstage. Like, well, I fucking travelled all the way down here.
But you really care about him. This isn't just.
I'm sure they filmed this in the bowels of hell. I'm sure they do, like, all that industrial feel to it. Maybe Springer himself is Satan.
Yeah. He just feeds off the fuckery, doesn't he?
He does.
Good to meet you.
Look at that jawline. Fuck.
It's like Superman.
Maybe, like, you could be my girlfriend. Well, Brad, I have to tell you, I'm a man. I'll try anything once.
Oh, it was fantastic. So fucking staged, but it's amazing, isn't it? That was class.
That was incredible.
Well, that's my night sorted. Just watching Jerry Springer clips.
And in the words of Jerry Springer, take care of yourselves and each other. Is that his words?
Yeah, those are the words. Jerry's final thought on it?
Yeah.
My final thought is, go fuck yourselves.
Good night, folks.
Good night.